Week 17 is here. It's championship week. No more what ifs. No more excuses. One more lineup to set. One more sit decision. And one crown on the line. This is the last chance to pretend all year was made out of skill. Week 17, start, sit, different day, starts now. Welcome to Club Fantasy FFL. This is Start, Sit, Different Day, the last one of the year. Week 17 is here. So are we. A full screen. Josh Hudson, Ryan Weiss, Joel Worth, and myself, Gator J. Do not forget, this show runs on your questions. Drop those Start, Sit dilemmas in the chat because Start, Sit, Different Day doesn't happen without you. I am back, and as per usual, we have some fucked up news already to start off with championship week. Brock Bowers, Jordan Love, ruled out. Lamar Jackson, doubtful. Harold Fannin, who needs two groins? Practice, questionable. I want to ask this question to start this show. All this late season roster management, teams out of contention, teams that have already locked up playoff spots. Is there something to be said to going back to the old days, playing fantasy football, the championship week in week 16? Is there something to be said about that, Ryan? You want to jump in?
Literally, I've been thinking about it for the last 3 weeks. The exact same thought, but there's one thing we're not considering that makes it a non-starter for me. Week 14 is a bye week, and that coincides with playoffs, and I do not want to deal with playoffs during the bye weeks during the fantasy playoffs.
Ryan, that bullshit you're bringing up is for next week. That's for
You know how you solve that, Ryan? You get a bye week, baby.
but is there also not – hold on, though. But is there not something to knowing one of your players is going to be off in week 14 – versus guessing about your entire lineup in week 17. Jay, it's been a heavy thought of mine. And I'll run you guys through my thought process. My home league is 19 years in. Almost all of our league records were set based on a 13-game regular season. And now we're starting to see those records fall because of the extra game being added. And so to me, there's the other part of like, if we go back to 13, the league records stay intact. I've also heard the NFL is going to add another game in the next 5 years, so none of this is going to matter. But when they do inevitably do that, then we don't go to extra games. You leave it exactly how it is right now.
Unless
that's the lesson.
Week 15.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's screwed up that the NFL.
Well, it gets real weird because I've heard if the NFL adds another game, the other schedule is every team's getting 2 bye weeks, which is just going to be chaos.
Oof.
So.
Woof.
Wild.
Woof.
Yeah. No, this has crossed my mind lately. That's why I wanted to start with this question because, I mean, we're going to get a lot of, do you think so-and-so plays? How do I pivot off of so-and-so? Like, these are the guys that got you to this point. And I feel like it's a legitimate question for everybody to start answering and asking because there are teams that never moved to the Week 17 championship. When the league extended to week 18 and added that 17th game, some of the leagues just stuck and they just said their championship is week 16. That's fine. But Ryan, also to combat what you were talking about, maybe instead of 60% of the league getting to the playoffs, maybe it's only 40%. And you just run 4 playoff teams and you do 15, 16 and you're done.
There you go.
So I don't know. Joel, I'm curious. You haven't chimed in on this yet. What are your thoughts?
No, I agree with that. I think if you're going to have 6 teams make the playoffs from your league, you should basically do it as you do like week 15, where first top 2 teams get buys, and then the 2 teams that advance join them, and then you have a 2 or 3 week total teams, total time, total points championship.
My camera froze already.
Free for all.
Yep, that didn't take long.
Yeah, you guys have put a lot of thought into this. I hadn't really thought about it that much, but yeah, Ryan brought up the week 14 buys. That's a concern. But I do like your counter to that, Josh, of half the league doesn't get in, and we drop it down a little bit. Makes a little bit more sense. Remember, if you're liking what you hear, make sure you hit that subscribe over here on YouTube, as well as that like
We
button.
just hit 1,800 subscribers. Fuck yeah, baby. Let's go. Appreciate y'all.
Yes, absolutely. Wonderful.
4 months to the date,
hell of a
exactly when we hit 1,500.
That is a hell of a milestone to hit right there. If you're over on Apple, Spotify, any other podcast platform, make sure you hit that follow button. You'll never miss anything that we put out as far as our content. And I want to mention the super chat, because with it being championship week, we've got a couple games today. We've got, of course, a couple things in our show sheet that we want to hit on. But if you want to get your question to the top of the order, hit that super chat button. We will jump you right on in. Then there is our Discord. Free, as Ryan likes to say. Make sure you jump over there. Make sure you're at us, because we are all over the place in there. At us, and we will answer your questions right away. We see all of the questions in the chat. We want to get to every single one of them. Like I said, if you want to jump the line, hit that super chat. But before we do, any other questions? Ryan, let's talk about these injuries.
Yeah, not terrible this week, to be perfectly honest, and we saw a lot of it coming. Confirmed out Jordan Love and Anthony Richardson I put on the list just because there were all the rumors with the Colts. Lamar Jackson is doubtful. Doubtful players don't play, so he's as good as out. Malik Willis is questionable, which is interesting because Jordan Love's already out, but I assume that means Willis is going to be fine. At running back, Alvin Kamara is not playing. Questionable is a lot of big names. Josh Jacobs, Travion Henderson, Dylan Sampson, Kamani Vidal, Bashal Tootin. Moving over to wide receiver, it's two teams that were terribly affected this week, the Pittsburgh Steelers and the New England Patriots. DK Metcalf is out with his suspension, but Calvin Austin is also out. Kayshon Boutte is out, as is Mac Hollins, who I thought was going to get all of the Kayshon Boutte targets.
Kyle Williams, baby.
Kyle Williams to the moon, baby. Rome Odunze out once again. Nobody was using him in the playoffs anyway. Questionable, once again, big names. Chris Olave, Drake London, Christian Watson, Marvin Harrison Jr., Devontae Adams, Ricky Pearsall, Demario Douglas, again for the Patriots, and then Mason Tipton I included here just because the Saints wide receiver room is a mess. And then we get to tight end. I think it was put best by our good buddy Fantasy Mike, who said the Brock Bowers news was a kick in the nuts. I think for a lot of championship teams, this came out of nowhere. Brock Bowers to the IR will not play this week, nor will Mason Taylor or David Njoku. As mentioned, Harold Fannin dealing with a groin injury. If you let him tell it, he's fine. He's 100%. We'll see. George Kittle, as I predicted all week, is a game time decision. Be ready for that. Kyle Pitts is listed as questionable, as is Dalton Kincaid and Dawson Knox. Buffalo could be looking at Jackson Hawes, I think his name is. Kickers are also people. Don't ever forget that in your leagues. Matt Prater will not be kicking for Buffalo today. It will be Michael Badgley once again. The rising star for New Orleans, Charlie Smith, is listed as questionable. And then the Dolphins conundrum continues. Jason Sanders did not play last week. Listed as questionable this week. I have a feeling it'll just be Riley Patterson again, but he was listed as questionable, so I listed him on the list.
Fucking kickers.
Seeing as I've got you and Joel here right now, I just want to throw this question out there because of this drama that happened in LA this week with Max Crosby, them wanting to sit him. Now you have the Brock Bowers and the Max Crosby deal over there in LA. What are your initial thoughts on this Crosby deal there, Joel?
I think I want to start all my Giants because the Raiders without Max Crosby is probably the worst defense in the league. So yeah, and like Jackson Dart's problem has been dealing with pressure. He's been really bad against pressure. They're not going to be able to generate pressure without Max Crosby. So yeah, start your Giants this week.
Yeah, it's devastating for folks because he had been playing so well. He's been the one motor on that defense, and so IDP championships were probably heavily relying on him, and now it's just another hole to fill.
All I know is he's going to be a Philadelphia Eagle next year. Bank on it.
God, it's a fuck Howie. Fuck Howie. All right, let's get into the chat. The reason that the people are here, and let's start it off with Frosty, who was here before the show even started. We greatly appreciate you. Happy Christmas. Hope your Christmas was jolly. Need to flex out of Burden.
He does clarify he only needs one out of the flex.
He only needs one out of the flex then. Burden, Sampson, or Woody. Also, not sure if Hendo or Ramondre is playing. I know Henderson is questionable. Ramondre is not on the report this week.
Yeah, Ramondre Stevenson's fine. Henderson is still in protocol, practiced in a non-contact yesterday. Today is the day you find out. Unfortunately, we just have to kind of wait. But Ramondre, I like Ramondre regardless. I just have this feeling this week about Ramondre Stevenson. But looking at the list that is no longer on my screen, there you go. Thank you, buddy. I'm probably going to go Luther Burden. They're down a wide receiver, and he's the least questionable person of these three players. So,
Joel, anything to add?
Yeah, I agree on Burden. Just without Odunze, that pass offense has been pretty bad. So getting him back is probably a boon. San Fran's pass defense is not good. And yeah, why, even if he clears protocol, why would they play him? They don't need him to beat the Jets. I think it's going to be, we'll talk about this later. I think it's going to be a very heavy dose of Ramondre tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, if they clear Henderson, I feel like you have to play him. But I'm also of the mindset that they don't need Henderson to beat the Jets. Let's be honest. So I think, Ramondre is going to be fine. If you're sitting there with both of them, that's the part where I don't want to be in that situation. Like, I'm going to roll Henderson and just say a prayer. But of the others, I think, what was it? Woody, Sampson, and Burden. I'm probably going to roll Burden as well.
Yeah.
Caleb is at 3,400 passing yards with 2 games to go. Don't sit there and tell me that getting that 4,000 yard mark is not either on his mind or Ben Johnson's mind. You're going to see over 300 yards passing each of the next 2 games from Caleb Williams.
Would be the first 4,000 yard passer in Bears history. Is that
correct?
Yeah. The Bears, one of the original NFL teams, have never had a 4,000 yard passer.
Yeah.
Wilson's Huntley or Stroud for his QB2.
I starred the follow-up to this, Jay. If you go to the start tab, it is Stroud or Dart and Huntley.
I was not as high on the Giants as others on this show, but hearing that the Max Crosby stuff, I'm definitely going Dart of this bunch.
I am going Dart as well.
Easily Dart.
Yeah, I think that's the right call with Stroud playing against and in LA against the Chargers there. Let's move over to Caesar. If London is out, would you flex Algier, Kobe Parkinson, or Mumfield? Who the hell is that?
The Rams.
Like 5th string wide receiver for the Rams.
Oh. Yeah, well, we didn't hear anything on Devontae Adams. Have any word on Devontae Adams?
I think they've already ruled him out.
Have they?
He's not ruled him out.
No.
I don't think so.
He is currently my wide receiver 51 because he is questionable and seems unlikely to play, but let me read the notes here. All right. Your update is no update. It's just been reported that he could miss the final 2 games of the season from 8 hours ago. So I would guess, based on how all the reporting is going, Devontae Adams is not playing in this game. So
all right. So then back to Caesar's questions there. Algier, Kobe Parkinson, or Mumford, or should I just sit London for Stevenson?
that part. Algier's interesting, but it's Stevenson for me flat out.
Facts.
I think I would gamble on London, but I think London's going to play, and I think that's the best matchup and the best player. But that's a risk that I'm willing to take. I'm not managing your team. So.
Yeah, I'll take the 10 points from Stevenson.
Same.
I so bad to want to play London. I just don't know if I can wait till Monday night. That's the problem.
Man. If everybody else is benching starters like Brock Bowers and putting him on IR, I don't know why the Falcons aren't. So
let me give everyone a piece of advice I gave our good friend Faith this morning. If you have anybody on Monday night, you better have a backup Monday night player, and that player needs to be in your flex, or make sure your backup Monday night guy is the same position. So like Faith this morning went out and got Darnell Mooney, and it's just because she's starting Kieran Williams on Monday. Kieran Williams is probably fine, but who knows what kind of wild shit is going to happen Monday morning. And now she already has an extra player to put into her lineup if she needs to. So go do that. If you have anybody from Monday night on your championship starting lineup, you need to have a backup for Monday night.
Yeah, That's great advice. I don't think we say it enough on here. I know I hear it, but we don't say it enough that if you have somebody that's starting today, make sure they're in their position, not in the flex. Give you the flexibility. That's what it's there for. All right. Keenan, do you think Kittle sits out?
He's such a baller. It's hard to say. I told you this was going to be a game time decision. And of all the players in the NFL, George Kittle is the only one who I hear game time decision and thinks he might actually go out there and play. I truly wish I had an answer here. If I am building a lineup, I am building a lineup as if he is my starter. You got to have Jake Tongas, plain and simple, if this is the situation, or at the very least, I don't even know when that game kicks off.
It's Sunday night.
Yeah, so you got to have Jake Tongas, plain and simple. Who are they playing? I'm blanking on everything.
Get Cole Kmet.
Or go get Cole. Well, he was out last week. I haven't seen his report this week. Yeah, but Colson Loveland might even be out there, to be perfectly honest. So Cole Kmet is not even on the report this week. So go get, I don't know. Tongas played well when Kittle was out, but that was also with Mac Jones. So
I think those guys have limited floors.
All I'll throw out there is Britt Flynn is very good at fantasy football, and she has Tongas as her, actually he's in her lineup right now, but I have a feeling that'll be changing. So
there you go.
I'd say I don't think it matters if Kittle sits out. I think he's going to be limited, and if he plays, it's probably just as a run blocker. So I don't think you can start him.
Yeah, it's a Juwan Jennings game.
Yeah, that's
exactly. So yeah, I'm going. If you can't get Tongas, then yeah, I'm starting him.
To Joel's point, it may just be like Brenton Strange, Theo Johnson, going against that Raiders defense. You're probably better off. I moved all of the questionable tight ends down my rankings today. That was not very far for George Kittle. So right now he's my tight end 6. The 3 names that could literally be available for you that I would look at ahead of Kittle right this second are Brenton Strange, Juwan Johnson, and Dalton Schultz. Go check to see if those guys are out there for you.
Katie comes right back. Which defense do you like this week? Giants, Steelers, or Saints?
I swear Keenan's just doing this to see if I give a different answer anytime. To me, it's still the Steelers. I have them as Steelers, Saints, Giants. I have not risen on the Giants the way other folks have, Josh. But to me, I'm going to go with the most talented defense of this, going against a very poor offense. I'm taking the Steelers against the Browns.
It's interesting. Go ahead, Joel. Go ahead.
No, I think they're all really good options. I don't think there's a bad answer here. The only reason I would not say the Giants is because they've been really bad against the run, and we saw Ashton Genty go off last week, and he could just get 30 carries this week. Shedeur Sanders is a turnover machine, so I think you got to lean toward the Steelers.
Yeah. Caleb or Brissett?
Jay, you're not even letting Josh answer?
I was going to say, what the fuck am I here for? I don't get to answer anything. Whatever.
Okay, wait a minute. God damn it. This is not the time. The next week is the time to start putting your grievances out there.
It's going to be like Jay's a shitty ass host because he doesn't fucking go to everybody.
Josh has some serious thoughts about this game, Jay. I'm not even joking. For whatever reason, Josh has become a Giants fan this week.
Oh, fuck that. Giants fan.
You have, bitch.
I don't know about that.
I bet. How many shows have I done?
Giants get sacks, plain and simple. Geno Smith sucks. They're not going to hand the ball to 30 times to Ashton Genty because it's just not what they do.
So. That's all they can do now. They don't have freaking Brock Bowers authority.
Oh, this is going to be the week where they're like, you know what? We're going to throw 15 times to fucking Dante Thornton Jr. and Jack Best because
Trey Tucker with his second 45-point game of the season.
Bro, if that shit happens during championship week on everybody's waiver wire, fuck that.
Ain't on my waiver wire, baby.
In my defense, every time that there is a defensive question, Josh's response is, I'm going to forward this over to Ryan.
Oh, that's kickers. I know defense, just not IDP.
Sorry, Ryan.
Plus he's a huge Giants fan this week.
Hush, Ryan. Hush, Joel. Which defense do you like this week, Josh?
Giants. There you go.
Caleb or Brissett? Josh. I don't want to leave you out.
I like Brissett this week, but like I said, they're going to throw the football. They want to. This is such a Ben Johnson move to get that first 4,000-yard passer. I'm in on Caleb this week, and you can throw on the 49ers.
I'm going to go Jacoby Brissett, but I see Josh's logic.
I'm going Brissett too. It's the Bengals, for God's sake.
Bengals, yeah.
49ers do not register sacks.
No, I get it. I think Caleb's a good option too, but Brissett against.
You're right. They
that's just gonna be a point fest.
But see, and that's the same thing that we thought last week with Atlanta, and then Atlanta kept it close the entire game. Brissett could not pull away. Just imagine Joe Burrow coming out flat. Not like we haven't seen that before.
I just don't see the Bengals defense getting after Brissett the way the Atlanta Falcons defense did, which was a big hamper
that's
for him.
100% fair. Neither of these teams have anything to play for.
Jacoby Brissett has a fucking career to play for.
Also, Saints or Tampa D?
New Orleans Saints. Tampa Bay does not have a defense.
Yeah, Tampa's not the option.
I'm going to be conscious. Quinn Ewers is bad, like really bad. He threw a bunch of picks last week. He took the ball in danger a lot last week. There's going to be a lot of turnover opportunities for the Bucs.
Joel, have you watched the Bucs?
I'm aware. I love picking on them. I'm just saying Quinn Ewers is really, really bad.
See this right above me?
Has not applied in years.
Not this year. It's every 18. By the way. Oh, Lord have mercy. All right, who should I start? Full PPR, 1 wide receiver, 1 flex. Mike Evans, T. Higgins, Bucky Irvin, Ashton Genty.
Josh, I'm going to always let you get us started so we go around the horn like we're supposed to.
All right. Evans and I really want to lean Genty, but it's Evans and Higgins for me. And when we're done with this one, Jay, we got a super chat.
Yeah, I just went down and read it, and I got to try to find it.
Oh, I got it. I'll pull it up.
It's Evans and Higgins. You want to attack the two better passing offenses here. I want it to be Bucky Irving. I'm not as in on Genty. I know what he did last week. I want it to be Bucky Irving, but I just cannot trust that running game right now.
No.
I'll be the contrarian again. I'll say Miami's defense has been good against wide receivers. We saw Mike Evans get 2 catches last week. I don't know what that Tampa team is doing offensively. I'm going to say Higgins and Genty.
Ooh, all right. So the only answer you're gathering from this origami is not Bucky Irving.
Can't believe you're saying that either.
It's so bad. And Tyler,
I'd rather start Irving than Evans. I'll say that, but that's not an option.
Yeah.
Thank you for the super chat there. Schultz or Strange. Schultz is used more, and we know that Burden is healthy. Burden or Devontae Smith. So I guess there's 2 questions in here.
Yeah, I'm hedging the same way I hedged last week. Strange is your ceiling play. Schultz is your floor play, but Strange has a really safe floor as well. But the fact of the matter is Indianapolis has given up big games to tight ends. Trevor Lawrence is going to eat this week. I'm betting on the quarterback here, and so I'm going Brenton Strange. And I'm sorry, Josh, I did it again. It's just
I was literally just thinking that. It's Strange and Devonta Smith for me.
I agree with
Chargers are lead at covering tight ends, so Dalton Schultz is unstartable this week. Easily Strange, and there's no way you're starting Burden over Devonta Smith. Come on.
And
it's a good matchup for the Philly wide receivers. So
I love that question, and I love that you sent us that super chat, because that leads us right in to our favorite plays. I'll let you start, Josh.
All right. I'm going Devonta Smith at the Buffalo Bills. Look, statistically, this is not the eye test, just what the numbers will tell you. So this is the Joe Zolo favorite. Statistically, the Buffalo defense handles wide receivers well. In only 7 games this season, have they allowed a passing touchdown to a wide receiver. And in 5 of those games, they allowed at least 2 touchdowns to wide receivers. I mentioned on Wednesday how much I love this particular game, the Eagles at the Bills, because of its shootout potential. Devonta Smith is likely to be in a lot of people's questions this week, and we literally just got one. A lot of attention's going to be on A.J. Brown. Both of these wide receivers are in striking distance of hitting their 1,000-yard marks this season, which, for as tumultuous as this Eagles offense has been, that's an accomplishment in and of itself. With A.J. Brown seeing coverage, I think that's going to lend itself to a lot of Devonta Smith one-on-one. and he can beat one-on-one coverage pretty well. He's also really good in zone coverage. Last time Jalen Hurts played Buffalo, he accounted for 5 total touchdowns. They're not going to be afraid to spread the football around, and I know they can run with Saquon, and all that's going to do is set up Jalen Hurts to Devonta Smith and A.J. Brown. I love me some Devonta Smith this week.
My only concern is Buffalo is pretty good against the slot.
Devonta Smith doesn't play in the slot, so you're good.
Yeah, very good. Joel, who's your guys?
I talked about Ramondre Stevenson earlier. Even if Henderson gets cleared, I don't think they need him to beat the Jets. I don't think they're going to risk him when they've got to play. They're not going to get the bye, so they're going to have to play in a playoff game in 2 weeks. They're still playing for the bye, but yeah, I just don't think they need him. The Jets are dead men walking. It's over for them. Not that it hasn't been for a long time, but they don't need him, so I don't think he's going to get like he's only a 50% carry share anyway, so he might just get a couple token carries. I love Ramondre Stevenson this week. I'm starting him wherever I can. And then I'm going back to the Chris Olave. Titans are turned into a complete pass funnel defense. They're very good against the run. Not that the Saints can run with Audric Estimate, not a thing, but Olave, we saw the explosion game last week. I think we get another one this week.
It's a great well to go back to, the Olave well.
Yeah.
You throw pennies and get quarters back.
I love that.
Ryan.
I'm going to start with the guy you guys have heard me talk about already this week, and that is Kenneth Gainwell going on against the Cleveland Browns. I like this for 2 reasons. One, you beat Cleveland through the run right now. Jaylen Warren seems to be fine, and he's going to probably play in this game. But even if he does, the fact of the matter is Pittsburgh is going to use both running backs, and the Cleveland Browns have just been bleeding points to the running backs over their last 7 games. More importantly, their last 3 games, they've given up 2 RB touchdowns to a single running back. And against the Bills last week, it was 3 total RB touchdowns. Then you throw in the fact that DK Metcalf is likely to miss this game. If you caught any of the broadcasts last week, all they did was talk about how Kenneth Gainwell is a wide receiver playing running back for this team. And then you go and look at his targets over the last 3 weeks, 7 targets in each of those games. And then a dead game before that with 3 targets, but then 6 and 8. He has been heavily involved, 3 receiving touchdowns in that span that I just mentioned. He's going to get plenty of touches against this Cleveland defense. They're susceptible. And then we're going to go with Jawan Jennings because I don't believe George Kittle is 100%, because I don't think even if he plays, he's going to be that effective. To Joel's point, the fact of the matter is, why is this? What am I blanking on here? Sorry, I messed something up. The San Francisco 49ers are going to need to lean on him, and Chicago can give up a ton of points to the running back. Sorry about that. I forgot who they were playing for a second. That's on me. The 49ers do need to win this game, not to mention the 49ers can be a contribution, and the Rams playing for nothing on Monday night if they do win this game. It's a big win for them, and I found this really fun start. A lot of people probably saw it. The Super Bowl is in San Francisco this year. If the 49ers win their next 2 games, they get home field throughout. And then every single game they play for the rest of the season is in San Francisco, which is really fun if you're a 49ers fan. But the fact of the matter is this. When Kittle goes down, Jennings steps up. We saw a good game from him last week. 5 touchdowns in his last 4 games, 7 touchdowns in his last 7 games. He's on fire right now.
Fuego.
How wild would it be if San Francisco was the 3rd team to host?
I'm actually rooting for it at this point.
Fuck that.
I'm not a Packers or an Eagles fan, so I think it would be cool to see.
It would be wild. It would
Who actually wants good things for the 49ers? What? That's just wrong.
Crybaby.
That's fair too.
100%. That is just wrong. Real quick, Ryan. I'm glad you brought up both of the running backs there, but I think you can play both of them this week. Gainwell and
as I mentioned, Browns gave up 3 touchdowns last week, and I mentioned this on our Wednesday show. I had a little fun with parlays. If you go in and make parlays of Warren to score 2 touchdowns and Gainwell to score 1 and vice versa, those $2 bets pay $100 if you want to shoot for the lottery a little bit against something that feels like it's likely to happen. So
Joel's over there playing with the Olave will. You're over there playing with the Pittsburgh running back will. I got it.
Go. I like it.
I do like that you put Jawan Jennings on there, seeing as he was your bust last week and screwed up our parlay for the show on Monday. Me and Josh nailed it. You had to go and screw that up. Thank you.
No, I was the one that picked
I
Jennings.
was saying, I got it
that's
right, baby. I said don't bet 98 yards from Jonathan Taylor, which
That's
was
right.
the wildest line ever. So
Yeah, we ended up with
I
like
mean, he only ended up with 60, but like the moment that Kittle went out, I was like, well, here it goes. And that's literally what
and
happened.
it ended on the next play.
and it was going so well because they forgot that he was even on their team for the first half of the game.
Yeah.
Trone, I was rolling with Gainwell at flex. Should I roll with Gainwell over Warren and Devontae Smith in a full PPR? Josh?
I mean, I honestly like all three of these guys. I'll go so far as to say I think Gainwell probably has the highest ceiling because of how often they're using him in the receiving game, plus giving him carries. Jaylen Warren seems to be more of the early down guy, so he's seeing less receptions. And of course, Devonta Smith is running the football. So I'm going to go Gainwell here.
Kenny Gainwell for me for all the reasons Josh said and everything I mentioned in the last segment.
I'll disagree slightly with Josh in that I think Devonta Smith's got the higher ceiling. And
That is fair. That is fair.
Yeah. So what are you playing for? You want ceiling or floor? If it's floor, it's Gainwell. If you need ceiling, it's Devonta Smith. But there's no Puka, there's no Kyle Pitts this week. You shouldn't be going into Sunday needing ceiling. I'll say that.
Yeah.
Just to clarify what he means Puka didn't score 45 points on Thursday. Not that there's no.
You're still getting Puka on Monday.
Yeah. we don't have a Thursday night game that you're chasing, so you should be fine.
Yeah, those were ugly.
Yeah, those were not worth no. Woody, Pittman, Estime, Charbonnet, Kincaid, Waller. Please pick 3.
Gross.
What's on the
Pittman.
way?
Did someone just say, do we have to?
Yeah, right. Pittman, Waller. I'll go Charbonnet because I don't like Woody Marks' matchup this week.
Yeah, I'm going to go the same way. I'm going to avoid the people with questionable tags next to their name, and Audric Estime is perpetually questionable. So Pittman, Waller, and Zach Charbonnet, I guess.
Yeah, I think you can easily eliminate Estime and Kincaid. And then I would just go away from Woody because I think that's going to be a massive timeshare in a really bad situation. Pittman, Charbonnet, Waller for me.
Morning, fellas. Standard league. Need 2 running backs, 1 wide receiver, Kyron Williams, Omarion Hampton, Travion Henderson, and wide receivers are Diggs, Brian Thomas Jr., or Abuka.
Kieran Hampton, just because of the questionable issues with Travion. Wide receiver.
It's Diggs. It's easy.
I was going to say, I feel like it's got to be Diggs, but I don't think they're going to throw much. Yeah, that's where I'll go. Kieran Hampton and Diggs.
I'm going with those same answers. And I was one who was skeptical on Diggs earlier in the week, but seeing what they have available at wide receiver, Josh may be right that they're not going to throw much, but I do think they'll throw plenty in the first half. I think Diggs actually now that I'm seeing their limits at wide receiver, I think Diggs actually has a big
Kyle Williams is going to get at least 1 deep touchdown. I can tell you that much.
Real quick, before you answer, Joel, I dropped an article into our Discord for everybody to go look at and see what these guys have as far as their incentives. And Diggs has a nice little chunk of change for some incentives. So
and he has 5 babies to support. So,
but I do want to preface really quick. BTJ's got a great matchup against the Colts. I know they get Sauce Gardner back this week. I'm not that worried about it. I think there's something there. Just throwing that out there. If you're at all worried about Diggs.
All right, Joel, who's your guys here? 2 running backs, 1 wide receiver in a standard league.
Yeah, you can't start a questionable Henderson over the other 2. I think they're like Hampton's got a tough matchup, but I think it's without Kimani Vidal, I think he's getting an elite work share. So yeah, I love Kyron and Hampton both this week. Wide receiver, like Diggs had been playing about 60% of the snaps, but like last week we saw him get really involved. So I think they're probably kind of ramping him up for the playoffs. And like the guy said, without anything else at wide receiver, I think you probably have to start him this week. Against like the Jets they're kind of like Tennessee, and they're playing guys in the secondary who just probably aren't going to be in the league next year. It's just pathetic.
They'll be in the UFL. Oh, another super chat.
So sad that we can't say Abuka anymore.
I haven't been able to say him in 3 months.
Yeah.
Appreciate the super chat for Overcome 70 times 7. One hell of a situation. Must start Diggs over London. If announced, Henderson is out today. I might have to go Stevenson over Jacobs tonight. Also had Bowers and Kittle.
God.
I might go Loveland over Tungus if Kittle's out.
God, you're not kidding. That is a hell of a situation.
Wow.
Jesus.
You got fucked.
All right. So, Diggs over London. I don't think that's a question at this point. Don't bank your championship on London's questionable knee. I'm fine with Stevenson. If you don't go Jacobs tonight, because I don't think we're going to get word on Henderson today. I think they can take that up to game time.
No, they have to. He has to be cleared today.
He has to clear protocol today.
Okay, so he
has
has
to clear
to clear
protocol today. Yes.
Okay, so all right, that should definitely answer it for you then. But
what time is that? That's 4:00 today, right?
That's somewhere around that. Yeah.
Okay. What time is the Pack? Do the Packers
5.
game today?
I think it's 5 or 5:30.
They're the 8 o'clock game tonight.
They're the 8 o'clock game today. Okay.
I think
All
you
right,
might
yeah,
even
so
hear.
we'll know on that one.
Yep.
If Henderson clears, I'll probably lean Jacobs. Just because, again, I don't think Henderson's going to play that much. I don't think he's going to need to. If Henderson's out, fire up Stevenson over Jacobs. That's where I'm at.
Yep.
Tight ends. I don't want to start Lumbland. I don't. Every single time I think he's going to be good, he fucking sucks. Give me Tongas.
Except for that one time where you had him for a first touchdown. That one time.
Yeah, right.
I'm good with the Diggs move 100%. I avoid questionable players if possible. I'm going to cede to Joel on the Stevenson and Jacobs because Joel just talked up Stevenson and Jacobs is on his team. At tight end, it is rough. I currently have Loveland ahead of Tongus. We're not going to sit here and pretend we didn't see bad Tongus while Kittle was out before. Loveland was mildly involved last week. I'm hoping it's a situation where he got treated like a wide receiver 2 last week and it was too much for him. And so we see him kind of slide back into tight end this week. It's a tough ask at tight end. I will reiterate the 3 names I would tell you to go look for, and that is Brenton Strange, Juwan Johnson, Dalton Schultz.
Fair.
Yeah, I would definitely start Diggs over London. No question there. If Henderson is out, and I think he will be, I would definitely go Stevenson over Jacobs. I think the Packers are going to win this game pretty big tonight. They can still win the division. I will die on the Malik Willis as an NFL starting quarterback, and Tyler Huntley clearly is not. Willis is questionable because he's got the flu has been running through the Packers locker room. That's why Watson's questionable. The whole locker room is sick, but they should be fine by tonight.
Tell your guys to stop kissing each other.
Yeah. They want to rest Jacobs as much as they can. So if they get a big lead, they are going to sit him. But they need to win these last 2 games to try and still win the division. So if they get out to a lead, and with Malik Willis in, I don't think he necessarily has the goal line role to himself. Like he could get some QB sneaks there. So yeah, definitely Stevenson over Jacobs if he's got the role to himself. And then I would go with Tongus just because I think he's got touchdown upside.
And that's my whole thing with Tongus.
Like he's probably Tongus is probably going to get a touchdown.
Yeah, he probably only has like a 2 to 3 catch ceiling, but they target him in the red zone. So
and in the end zone.
Correct. Yeah.
Yep.
I got one more from Overcome also.
I'd say this one looks like he just gave us $5 to flex.
I'm winning the championship starting May, Stevenson, Diggs, and the Pats.
Man, you're singing to Joe Zolo's heart right here, buddy.
The fact of the matter is this: they're playing the Jets. That's how you win a championship.
Correct. Yeah.
This is the epitome of before the season. Okay, who's playing in week 17? What's the championship matchups look like?
Yeah.
This is the best ball mindset, Joel, moving into redraft.
Yeah, I was going to say it feels like just yesterday we were drafting, or we were drafting best ball teams, looking at week 17 schedules, and now all our best ball teams are dead and it doesn't matter.
Real quick, I want to go back to his original question, but yeah, and I see y'all's point on Tungus, but Colston Loveland has been getting targeted, and we still, all 4 of us are sitting here saying that yes, we know Johnson is going to try to push Caleb Williams to get this 4,000 yards. It's not all going to be Luther Burden.
I said Loveland.
They've still got DJ Moore too. I mean,
I get that.
Not been good, but yeah. And Komet's gonna be like. There's.
I was
more
gonna say Komet is still a thorn in the side of Colston Loveland, and that's my biggest problem.
Let me throw a name out here that I know is available in just about every league right now. Should any of these tight end needy teams be considering Michael Mayer with Brock Bowers
100%.
out? Yeah.
I'd rather have Tongas, but
Really? Okay, that's interesting.
Well,
assuming Kittle doesn't play, yeah.
speaking of tight ends, good morning. Are we doing Strange or Tungus if Kittle sits?
Strange.
Brenton Strange, as of this moment, and I know this sounds fucking ludicrous, is my tight end 2 on the week. So,
yeah, we have to go back to a couple of weeks ago when Indy and Jacksonville played, and we said that these are 2 of the 4 highest points against tight end, or teams allowing the most points to tight ends. So yeah, you're starting Strange this week.
I just want to throw this up real quick. I know we don't really care about the playoffs, but maybe this impacts us a little bit when it comes to fantasy. If the Packers-Raven game tonight, if the Ravens lose, the Steelers game becomes pointless tomorrow. Does that change?
Yeah, they're essentially going to be locked into the 4 seed.
Yes.
But again, like I don't think it's good. Their starter is DK and he's out. So like, yeah, I don't think that's really going to matter too much. It just tells me they're just going to run the ball. Maybe we might see more Caleb Johnson.
I was just going to say, and that is a worry for the Jalen Warren people, not the Kenny Gainwell people.
Yeah.
So
agreed.
There you go. There's your thought there. Keenan, predictions for the Chargers-Texans game.
Joel, we were literally talking about this before we went on here. This game is going to be gross. I would not be surprised if it's like 16-13. And I say 16 because Kyrie Fairbairn's good for about 3 field goals a game.
Yep.
I'm old, so when people ask for predictions of things, I think back to Rocky 3, and I just want to say pain. That's my prediction. I agree. This is going to be a slugfest, and it's not going to be great for most people's fantasy lineups.
Offense will be optional in that game. My opponent has Kittle and Tungus. Who would you rather stack? I have CMC and Purdy or Trevor, Meyer, and Strange.
I mean, I'm starting Trevor Lawrence over Brock Purdy. I mean, you're not sitting CMC, so I'm playing Trevor Lawrence, CMC, Myers, and Strange. That's how I'm looking at it.
Yeah, that's what they're doing.
Just take the best players. Like, don't worry about stacks. Stacks don't matter.
Well, no, but he's just saying the question is which quarterback. It's just how do you want to have the stack. But he does have the opponent stack that the opponent's tight end can't score without your quarterback. But it doesn't matter. Trevor Lawrence is going to eat today. The answer is Trevor Lawrence, or tomorrow rather.
Yeah, the question is, would you rather have the quarterback who had 5 passing touchdowns on Monday, or the quarterback going against a team that gave up 5 passing touchdowns?
That's a great point.
Quarterback. Take your pick.
Yeah, he comes right back with if I play Purdy, I get the points from Kittle. Is it a smart play?
Do you really want to bank on Kittle actually playing is the question. I'm perfectly fine pivoting to Brenton Strange.
Yeah.
But like big picture, I don't care what I want to start my best lineup. I don't care what my opponent is playing, unless if there's a Puka situation or a Pitt situation that I need to chase points, that will affect my lineup. Otherwise, I just want to start my best lineup.
Yep.
Yeah.
Agreed 100%. Don't forget, hit that like, hit that subscribe over here on YouTube. If you're on Apple, Spotify, any other podcast platform, hit the follow button. You will never miss any of our content that way. You've seen the super chats pop. You're more than welcome to hit that super chat. Get your question to the front of the line and be sure to jump over in our Discord. Josh dropping the link in the chat for you right now. We will get to everybody's questions. It just may be an hour from now when we get there.
Yeah.
So, we might have to kick Ryan off because I know he's got lunch in about 15 minutes.
I can make it till 12:30 pretty easy.
There we go.
I think, so.
Pick 2 of these, please. Full PPR. Evans, London, Jennings. London is the late game, 2.
I'm sitting London here. Give me the guarantee. The guys that I know are actually going to play. It's Evans and Jennings.
Yeah, Joel made a good point that we may be putting a little bit too much faith in Mike Evans, but I'm still going to put that faith in Mike Evans versus an injured Drake London.
Yeah, as much as I like London this week in his matchup, you got 2 high upside guys here that you're not benching him with the questionable tag, knowing that he's playing on Monday.
Look, Mike Evans only needs 700 yards in the last 2 games.
350 each, baby.
Just saying.
Saying. Keep that streak alive.
I'm with Jay. I'm with Jay on this one. We need to get that streak.
We be 12 in a row. Also, not sure if I play both Ramondre and Hendo or just one of them. Well, like with Frosted, we've talked about this a little bit today. We don't know what the status of Henderson is. We do know he's questionable. I think we're all on board of we're not playing Henderson. We're playing Ramondre.
this is such an intelligent Patriots team. This is Mike Vrabel, who went through everything with Bill Belichick and played football. This is Josh McDaniels, who went through. I just don't see a world where they're like, we need Travian Henderson to beat the fucking New York Jets. I cannot imagine a world where Travian Henderson plays tomorrow.
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
Quincy, speaking to Ryan's heart here, Meyer or Fairbairn at the kicker's position?
I've been touting Jason Myers for weeks, but he's across the country and outdoors. It's Kaimi Fairbairn. And we just mentioned this is a defensive game. It might be 16-15 with 5 Fairbairn field goals.
Or 16-13 with 3 Fairbairn field goals.
Yeah.
Fairbairn, when healthy, has been the best fantasy kicker in the league this year. And he's indoors.
Correct.
Easy Fairbairn.
Are you guys worried about Kyron being benched? McVay has been aggressive about benching starters.
We need to preface, because I feel like benched has a very negative connotation.
Mm-hmm.
Kyron Williams is not going to be benched. He might be rested for more Blake Corum, but he's not going to be benched.
I will cede to Chris Molina because there was the big report that there's a chance the Rams are playing for nothing. Our resident Rams fan points out if the Rams win, they can avoid the Eagles. I think he said there are benefits to the Rams winning a winnable game on Monday night that I don't think we see anything different than what we've seen in previous weeks. You're looking at 50 yards and a touchdown for Kyron Williams. He has lost his ceiling with Blake Corum, but he is still an excellent floor play.
Correct.
I don't know. Just looking over his last, 12 games, he's still at like 70% snap share. Okay. I mean, there's been a couple in there that are 55, but he's still getting a touchdown and whatever.
Just remember, Devontae's not going to play, so that opens touchdowns for them.
Yep. And we saw that last week. Didn't they score 3 touchdowns last week between them? Yeah. With Adams out? While the tight ends just did nothing, because that's my life. Fuck you, Colby Parkinson.
Puka carried quite a bit of a load that game.
Terrence Ferguson scored that first touchdown and had one taken away. It was just the wrong tight end last week. So.
It was the wrong tight end. Emmanuel Wilson, Charbonnet, or Marks?
Oh God, this
is kind of the same as we had earlier, where we know Marks is questionable. We don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I don't think Josh Jacobs is getting a full workload. I'm going to go Emmanuel Wilson here.
Yeah, I love what Joel said is that we could see the Packers win this game by a lot. Emmanuel Wilson went for 84 yards on kind of limited carries last week. The kid can play football behind this line, and this is another good game for him. I'll go Emmanuel Wilson here.
Yeah, if you're like me and you think the Packers are going to win this game pretty easily, then you definitely want to make it.
Let me ask you guys something, because I've got a lineup that I have to make this decision in, and it's for the championship. Of course, are you starting Malik Willis or are you starting Quinn Ewers?
You got those quarterbacks in a championship game?
Well, it is a super flex. And
it's Malik Willis.
Jordan Love is my starter out. Trevor Lawrence is my other.
Willis's rushing upside just makes him a really nice play. And we saw such good from him last season. I'm going Malik Willis.
But that's the other reason.
Quinn Ewers sucks.
Yep.
B, Willis is auditioning for a starting job next year.
Yep.
He is going to be a starter in the league next year. It's just how much money somebody's going to pay him. Like, I could go through the list of teams that he's going to be an option for. Dolphins, Cardinals, Colts if they don't want to pay Daniel Jones, Raiders, Jets, on and on and on. Somebody's going to pay him next year.
He's auditioning. The secondary reason I brought this up is because of what Joel said about the Packers winning this game and thinking there's a good possibility it could be big. They're gonna lean on Wilson if Jacobs doesn't play.
But Willis inside the 5 could easily take those touchdowns too.
He can vulture a couple touchdowns.
Yeah,
that's fine. My opponent played Gibbs. I played Harvey. I am up to Henderson, Swift, or Tracy. Are we afraid to play Henny for our championship? I think we've kind of hit on that a good little bit.
Yeah,
I think you'll get the answer on that.
I was gonna say, I mean, this is gonna work itself out on whether or not Henderson's gonna be active or not in both these Swift and Tracy play on Sunday. I like Swift this week. I don't want to take him out of my lineup, but damn, I love Tyrone Tracy this week. I think he's got clear top 15 upside.
Yeah, I am the most scared of questionable tags of anybody of this group. There's no world where I'm starting Travian Henderson in a championship this week.
My only concern with Tyrone Tracy is does he get vultured by Devin Singletary? But
yeah, right.
Yeah, honestly, I wouldn't, even if I didn't know or if I knew that Henderson was playing, I would probably start those other two.
Exactly.
I find this to be interesting. I just want to bring it up because there's a story behind this that you'll find out on Monday, Trone. If Tyler Shook outscores Bo Nix because he started Shook over Nix this week. Going to be interesting.
I mean, it's not like Nix was great, mind you. Let's
not
like, he had a
that.
solid game. It wasn't,
No, I'm not saying if that's the reason we're going to talk about him. There's other, but there's some juiciness right there. Second, flex for PPR: Pittman, Taysom, Downs, Shakir, or Parker Washington.
All right. First off, get Parker Washington out of your start sit questions. You don't get points for last week. Okay. Second, Cooper DeJean is going to make Khalil Shakir a ghost. So those two are out.
Wow.
This is down. Huh?
Khalil Shakir is a ghost.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. He's on start.
Taysom Hill, stop. Just stop. It's Pittman or Downs. I think both are viable, if I'm being honest. PPR, I'll lean Downs. Rivers seems to be looking his way. So
yeah, I mean, I think San Francisco made a concerted effort to take Pittman out of the game last week, which is why we saw Alec Pierce feast on the deep ball and Downs underneath. I would go Pittman. I'm going to trust the talent here. Downs has had like one good game in the last 2 months. Not that Pittman's been much better, but if I'm choosing between this group, I'll go Michael Pittman.
I agree with Ryan.
I'm on an island just like I always am. Thanks, guys.
I agree with Josh in that Pittman and Downs are your only options, but I would.
Trone, to elaborate a little bit more, Jackson Dart is available on waivers, but he feels like he's too much of a risk. Not sure if the Giants will allow him to run or pass a lot. Would you take Jackson Dart over Tyler Shook?
I am starting Shook over Nick or over Dart.
I would as well.
Yeah,
and I do like Dart this week.
Okay. Agreed. I said Shook is fine. There's no reason to make a change.
Yeah.
Very, very cool. Very cool. Which tight ends are we trusting with the chip on the line? Warren, Loveland, Hill, or Tungus?
Not Taysom Hill, because he's also not a tight end. I actually don't hate Tyler Warren this week.
I don't love any of these guys this week, but I hate Tyler Warren the least.
There you go. See?
Tyler Warren's got like 18 targets with Phillip Rivers, but he's caught like 5. He's insanely inefficient. But yeah, I'm still going to trust that the target volume carries, especially like Jags are bad against tight ends. They gave up that monster game to Brock Bowers back when he was still good. So yeah, I think this is pretty easily Tyler Warren.
Very good. Let's get the ship. I have both Purdy and Stafford in one league. Should I play Purdy to be safe if McVay sits Stafford early? If Seattle and San Francisco win?
Look, Purdy's got a decent matchup. You can throw in Chicago. They create turnovers. They're a good defense from that perspective, but you can throw on Chicago. I'm perfectly fine rolling with Brock Purdy here, because the Rams are on Monday night. Roll with Purdy.
I actually have Brock Purdy one spot ahead of Stafford in my rankings already. So
Purdy had 5 touchdowns Monday night. Why would you not be starting
8 over his last 2 games? So
yeah, he's red hot.
Defensive question here: Texans or Patriots?
I mean, the better defense is the Texans. Patriots get a third string quarterback. I'm going the Patriots.
The Patriots are my defense too this week because I was wrong about Denver. It's the New England Patriots.
Agreed. And I know Josh is going to love this next one.
God, all of these.
Nico Collins.
Oh no,
Chris, you do not get points for last week. Parker Washington is on and belongs on waiver wires.
Yeah, it's
not just. No, it is Nico Collins. Do not overthink it.
Super chat.
And we got a super chat, Jack.
There it is right there. PPR, one wide receiver, 2 running backs, a flex, and a tight end. Jacobs, Etienne, Genty, Ramondre. Warren Fannin, who is probably going to be out, I believe. Nico, Flowers, Burden, and Wandell.
All right, 1 wide receiver. We're going Nico Collins. That's easy. 2 running backs. ETN. It's between Genty and Ramondre. And for as much as I love Ramondre, I think I got to lean Genty here.
You don't get points for last week, Josh.
I'm well aware of that. Giants defense also, for as much as they get sacks, they yield to the run.
Josh, the other one's going to be in your flex. You don't even have to you're not starting any of these wide receivers over those running backs. So,
yeah, that's fair. So, yeah, Genty, Ramondre, ETN. And then tight end, I'm probably still leaning Fannin.
Yes, Fannin is going to play tomorrow, just based on every tea leaf I'm reading. Harold Fannin is going to play. I agree with Josh's lineup. It is the 3 running backs, ETN, Genty, Ramondre. It's Harold Fannin. It's Nico Collins. Joel.
Agreed.
Perfect. Appreciate the super chat there. We kind of hit on this a minute ago. Shuck or Dart and Parkinson Strange or Taysom Hill.
It is Shuck and Strange.
It is Shuck and Strange.
Strange Shuck.
Yeah, the Shuck or Dart thing, like, New Orleans has no running backs that are going to steal touchdowns away, and I think they're going to score touchdowns. It's a great matchup. Tennessee's just a total pass funnel defense. So I'm starting Shuck over Dart, and yeah, I'm starting Strange.
I like it. So we don't think the Giants are tanking.
Look, and this is what I need people to understand about this whole tanking thing. Okay,
It's not happening.
Coaches, players, they do not tank.
Nope.
Plain and simple. These decisions, like putting Max Crosby on IR, they come from the GMs. They come from the higher ups that are trying to protect their roster for, the last few games, the last, next season, whatever it may be. Because of the way that Max Crosby's contract is structured, he is very easily tradable. When you look at this roster that the Raiders have, he is the most tradable asset given his age and his contract and where the organization is at their current iteration. That is why these kinds of decisions are made. When Brock Bowers gets put on IR, they know that he is the future of this team. He's been dealing with a knee injury all season, and they're not going anywhere this year. So they are protecting the player from themselves. The Giants are in the exact same situation. They could very easily say, Jackson Dart, you're done. But you know what? He's a rookie, and they need to see him play. He has to get reps, plain and simple. This is all this is. It's roster management. It's not about tanking or any of this kind of stuff. These decisions come from the owners and the GMs, not the coaches and players.
The Raiders are tanking. The Raiders are tanking by putting Brock Bowers on IR and benching Max Crosby. The Giants are not tanking.
Yeah, and there's something to let Jackson Dart go out here and spank a team as an NFL quarterback. I wouldn't be surprised to see the Giants put up 30 points this week if they're just going to let Dart come out and play football.
It's at 12 o'clock computer freeze, Brian or Ryan.
Oh, did it do it again? Good Lord. I figured out how to fix it now, though.
Joel, I'll start with you on this because you are the resident Packers fan. Any word on Jacobs yet? Came into the chat late. Didn't know if we discussed it from Jeff.
He's going to start. The question is, how much is he going to go? Like, if they need to push him to win this game, they will do that. I don't think they will need to. I think we're going to get a heavy dose of Manny Wilson in the second half.
Very nice, very nice. Would you start Woody, Marv, or Ibuka?
Jesus. 3 horsemen of the apocalypse here.
Yeah, right. Well, it's not Woody Marks. I'm not playing him tonight. So it's down to Marvin Harrison or Ibuka. I know Harrison is questionable. Both of them play at 1:00. I mean, if they green light Marvin Harrison, I'll go him.
Harrison actually came out and said he's feeling strong. So I'd go Marvin Harrison.
Yeah, I think there's ceiling with Harrison where there is not. I know that didn't they talk about wanting to get Ibuka more touches, but
yeah,
I still think there's like legitimate ceiling. I think there's a legitimate ceiling with Harrison.
Get Ibuka more touches. He's got to catch it first, but that's beside the point. Don't do that either. Let's get over to the lightning round. Let's whip through these. We still have a shit ton of questions in the chat for an hour, so let's go. Let's get at it. Oh, but another one. Opponent has Shook. Do I go Hill or Schultz?
We
Not
have
Village.
a very big
Yeah.
New Orleans Saints fan in the chat, and I'm just going to let Hoove answer this for us. Kellen Moore is going to help Tyler Shook win Offensive Rookie of the Year, and Taysom Hill is a non-factor this week. It's Dalton Schultz. Though I do want to hear, Joel, you said earlier, Joel, that Schultz was unstartable this week. I understand the Chargers have been better against tight ends. I still think there's a volume in there, though.
Correct. Joel?
I mean, I would say that Schultz is the red zone option, but Houston can't score in the red zone. That's why Kyrie Fairbairn's been so good. I hate Taysom Hill. I hate the Taysom Hill narrative. I would start him over Dalton Schultz.
Let me throw this at you, Joel, because I know he's out there for this guy, Michael Mayer.
I would go Mayer. Yeah, I would go Mayer over those two.
Okay. That's fair. I mean, of these two options, it's Schultz for me.
Me as well.
It's Schultz. All right, let's get over to the lightning round now. Good morning, kids. I've got a gross one for you for championship. Need to flex, Tipton, Jaden Higgins, Baguette, Pearsall, Tungus, Otten. Well,
Charlene, what happened to your roster? Oh my God.
How are you in a championship?
Oh my God. Charlene, what happened? Oh, gross. I'll go Higgins with the squeaky wheel narrative.
Oh my God.
it's not Otten.
No, it's certainly not Otten.
It's not Leggett.
Oh, Tongus? It's Tongus or Tipton.
Tipton's questionable.
Jeez, two.
Throwing that out there.
You need
Yeah,
two of
right.
those.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Well, it's Higgins and Tongus. That's where I would go.
I would probably go Higgins and Tongus. Higgins
Higgins?
and Tongus. Higgins.
Is that
Yeah,
a
by process of elimination, like you can't start Otten. You can't. Pearsall's not going to play. You can't start Leggett because Coker's just better than him. I don't even know what I think. Tipton plays for the Saints, right?
Yeah. Fair question.
I mean, this feels like you're in a DFS lineup and you got like $2,900, and it's like
You got to
what
fit that
Tongus-
last guy in there. That's
yeah,
very
exactly. I'm shooting for the moon. Yeah, I'm going Higgins and Tongus.
pick one to flex, Michael Wilson, Parker Washington, and Michael Pittman.
Michael Wilson.
Michael Wilson.
Easy. Brendan Strange, Jawan Johnson, full PPR.
This is a legitimate question. I love both these options. I'm going Britton Strange.
Also, Britton Strange. Sorry, they are right.
I'm
next
going
to each
Johnson.
other. Good for you. Yeah,
I love
don't.
Johnson this week.
Yeah.
Tom Goat. We've talked a little bit about Taysom Hill.
Never taste
Anything else I want to say about Taysom Hill?
Everybody who wants to start Taysom Hill should be starting Jawan Johnson.
Yes,
Facts.
or Michael Mayer.
Lad, Michael Wilson, DeAndre Swift need two.
I'm gonna sit Lad because I think it's a defensive game. So it's Wilson and Swift for me.
I am getting weird Marvin Harrison vibes, so I'm going to go Lad and Swift and sit Michael Wilson.
I was going to say, remember, we did get that huge game from Ladd in the playoff matchup between these two last year, like 200 yards.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm going to go Ladd and Swift as well. But, yeah,
And
I
Jameer
like
Gibbs
Wilson, but I'm-
carried championship teams last year, and he should.
I know.
You do not get points for last year.
I understand that. History doesn't repeat, but it rhymes.
Joe, let me tell you how long that stuck with me after last week's show. Like, I'd never heard that before, and I was like, I like that a lot. So thank you, Joel.
Morning, fellas. Seahawks or Saints defense? Side note: Seahawks Digger Call is suspended, and safety Kobe Bryant is out.
Seahawks on the road. Give me Saints. I know Saints are on the road too, but
I'm going to play the better defense, which is the Seattle Seahawks.
I agree.
Stevenson or Carter versus the Bengals?
oh, Stevenson, you're not starting Michael Carter.
It took me a second to realize who Carter was. It's Stevens.
I will remind everybody of Josh's comment from last week. Carter is a fourth string running back for a team.
Well, the Bengals have a linebacker named Carter, and since I do IDP as well, I was like, wait, Carter plays for that. Like, I was so confused for a second. I was like, oh wait, no.
He would be better than Michael Carter, I'm
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, go start Barrett Carter.
Fairbairn or Cam Little?
Fairbairn.
I mean, fair.
Willis or Herbert?
This is a really interesting one.
Yes, it is.
This is
I'm still leaning Herbert. I don't love the matchup. No, you can't get me to go Willis over Herbert.
I agree with Josh, but I'll be interested to hear Joel's counter. If there is one.
This is a situation where if I didn't start Herbert and he went off, I would be jumping out of the window of a tall building. So I think you have to start.
That's why my wife won't let me go to New York City, because that's what I did last fucking week.
Ay. Myers and McPherson.
McPherson.
High scoring offense in a dome. Evan McPherson.
Yeah.
Joel?
Agreed.
Okay.
Agreed.
Wait, Bengals don't play in a dome?
Are they at home or on the road?
They're in Cincinnati.
Why have I thought this game was on the road the whole
I
time?
have no idea.
It's in Cincinnati.
Is it in Cincinnati?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, then Jason Myers.
Okay, then yeah, I agree.
My bad.
Half point PPR. I'm way overthinking my last flex spot. Looking for a safe floor. Jaden Reed, Luther Burden, Kyle Williams, Brenton Strange. Trace McBride is his starting tight end.
I don't love starting 2 tight ends because it limits your flexibility.
Does it?
But I'm going Brenton Strange.
I was gonna say, if you're looking for the safest floor, it's Brenton Strange of this group. I think Burden or Kyle Williams is the better play, but Brenton Strange is the safest floor of this group by far.
Correct.
It's half PPR. Who do you think is going to score a touchdown? You can't.
Kyle Williams will score a touchdown this week.
Yeah, he's going to go 1 for 42 with a touchdown. If that's what you're happy with, cool.
Look, 11 points is a pretty safe floor. I'm just saying.
That's true. I'd probably start Burden, but yeah, it's probably close between those two.
Yeah.
If Fannin can't go, Hill or Barner?
Not Hill.
Michael Mayer. But Harold Fannon's going, so you don't have to worry about it. Do not.
Carolina's bad against tight ends.
They are not over their last 5 weeks. They're actually bottom 5 in the league against tight end over the last 5 weeks. Now I don't know who they played to give you all that. I don't have that in front of me right now, but they have actually stepped their game up over the last 5 weeks. I agree, Joel, that they are normally terrible against tight ends.
Barner's fine.
Superflex, Warren or Loveland. Also, instead of CJ, Stevenson, Carter, Moore, or Brian Thomas Jr. Opponent has Purdy and Trevor. Need big upside.
I mean, if you need big upside, it's Loveland. Stevenson, it's Stevenson. Moore, BTJ, definitely DJ Moore. Opponent has Purdy. Yeah, right? Superflex.
His opponent has Purdy and Trevor. He needs that's why he needs the upside, or what he thinks he needs the upside. So he's Warren or Loveland, and then he needs instead of
CJ
CJ?
Stroud.
That's what I'm confused at.
Yeah, that's where I'm confused.
Play Stroud in your Superflex. Do not go to a position player.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
If you got Stroud, then you're playing him in your Superflex.
Correct.
Yeah.
Of this group, I think Stevenson has the most upside. It's the Jets, and they're going to run him. I do agree Loveland probably has the upside, but I would start Warren and Stroud and then Stevenson if I had to, I guess.
Jay, we got.
I think Warren's a ceiling guy. He's got 18 targets for the last 2 weeks.
I was gonna say your 18 target stat was what actually pushed me towards Warren on this. I already had him ranked higher, so
Appreciate another super chat here. If Henderson is out, Washington, Abuka, or Taysom?
now these 3 players deserve to be lumped together. Let's be very clear. I see Josh rolling his eyes already, but
Still
these
not
are
Washington.
this is who you compare each other to, though.
Yes. It's Abuka.
It's Mika Ibuka.
It's so bad that Abuka has been moved all the way down to this level.
That's very true. Yeah, this guy was a top 10 wide receiver earlier.
And you know what's so funny? This is the whole narrative.
A tackle.
This is the whole narrative. I had a conversation with one of our writers, Chris Molina, in the offseason when Abuka got drafted by the Bucks. And I was like, people are going to push him so far up dynasty drafts. Baker, coming off 41 touchdowns. Everybody's going to want Bucks. And I'm like, these guys are going to need to get hurt for him to be good. Well, that's exactly what happened. Then he got good because everybody got hurt. Now everybody's back and healthy. Where's Ibuka? Nowhere to be found.
I'll admit that, but I also think his dynasty stock rising was the right call because I think he's going to be really good for the next few years.
Oh, I agree.
He was a fine dynasty pick for where he was going.
Yeah.
Oh no, I agree. But it was the redraft narrative that because it just
I see what you're
kept going.
saying.
It just kept going up. You know,
he was a terrible best ball pick. We'll say that he was a terrible best ball.
Yes.
Look, as a resident Buck fan, I'll just throw this out there. He's been getting the targets, but when you get fucking 12 targets, only catch 4 of those. He's doing the exact same thing Justin Jefferson's doing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's, not the exact same thing. Justin Jefferson, he's getting targeted, but if they're 6 miles over his head for some reason, that's a target. Abuka's just getting hit right in the fucking hands. That's still a target.
But you still like him best of that group.
Yeah, because he does catch 1 or 2 out of it. Taysom Hill or Dalton Schultz. Also, Luther Burden or DJ Moore.
Ooh, that second one's a good question. The first one is very easily Dalton Schultz. Or if you want to pivot, Michael Mayer. I'm still going to lean DJ Moore over Luther Burden.
As am I, Dalton Schultz and DJ Moore.
Yep, very nice, very nice. Start 2 of for the Superflex ship. Caleb, Hurts, or Baker. It's easy.
I'm going the first 2, Caleb and Herbert. I really do not trust Baker.
The inconsistency of Baker Mayfield lately is just...
Yeah, I mean, it's a great matchup against Miami. And if Baker was even a fraction of what he was last year, I would go Baker over Herbert. But we have not seen that Baker over the last 2 months.
Still feel like your shoulder's hurting him.
I'm still starting him over Herbert this week with the Miami matchup. So I'm going Herbert and Caleb, or Baker and Caleb.
I think it's a great matchup for Bucky. I don't think it's a great matchup for Baker. Miami's good against receivers. They don't give up fantasy points to wide receivers. I'm going Caleb and Herbert. I'm going with Josh.
All right.
Now you're on the island, Ryan.
That's fine.
Trevor Lawrence or Brock Purdy?
Hey, QB 1 and 2 last week. I'm going Trevor Lawrence. You can't convince me to sit the QB 1 over the last 4 weeks.
Trevor Lawrence.
As hot as both these guys are, T-Law is just too hot to bench right now. And it's just the Colts are a complete pass funnel at this point too.
This is the ride the wave until it collapses, or the Jacoby Brissett feeling, right?
We've been saying it for 3 weeks. You set yourself up for Trevor Lawrence in championship week.
Yep. Hoove coming in. We just saw that Kellen Moore gave Taysom a career high in touches last week in his potential final game at home in New Orleans. He showed us he's willing to put players' incentives first.
This was
no incentive on the road.
This was his justification to play Tyler Shuck this week.
100%. I do not hate that at all. Also, so hard at the Nico or Parker answer. Oh, he laughed so hard at the Nico and Parker answer. Which quarterback? Same question.
Literally just answered it. Trevor
It was
Lawrence
actually
over
Chris's
Parker.
question. That he double typed it in there.
Double down. Okay.
Yep.
Morning, gents. Thoughts on starting Diggs over Michael Wilson in a flex and a full PPR with the possibility of incentives. Also, no.
Yeah, with Booty and Hollins out, it's Diggs, no question.
Yeah, like I said, Diggs has been rising up my rankings with the current situation. I think they're going to keep him involved this week.
Yeah, I don't care about the incentives. I care about Booty and Hollins not being there.
Yeah.
Hampton, Flowers, or Quentin Johnston need 1 for a flex.
Hampton.
Yeah, with the quarterback situation in Baltimore, I would like it to be Flowers. It's not. It's Amari and Hampton.
It's a brutal matchup, but like you said before, with no Vidal, he's going to get all the carries. He's going to push 30 touches this week.
Half-point PPR, Luther Burden, Kyle Williams.
Well, if you're asking me who's going to score a touchdown, it's Kyle Williams. I still think Luther Burden's a safer option.
Yeah, it's Luther Burden.
Agreed.
Chris has got 2 spots left. He played Javonte. He has Kyron, CMC, and Ramondre. Who should he start in his QB or his running back 2?
This would be the situation where I am okay sitting Kieran Williams for Ramondre.
Yeah, you got a guy who's getting a half workload versus a full workload against the worst team in football right now.
Interesting.
CMC and Ramondre.
Joel?
Easy. Yeah, definitely agree. 100%.
Pick 2, Cousins, Willis, or Sanders?
Not Sanders.
Not Sanders.
Not Sanders.
Kicker, Eddie Money Panero, or Little, Santos, Melvis, or
Borregales.
Borregales. Andre Borregales.
Fuck me. God, I hate these kicker questions. Pinheiro, sure.
I mean, Pinheiro is really good from, what was it, 63? Unfortunately, not 64. A little bitter there. Cam Little is in a dome, and he's a good kicker. I'm going Cam Little.
Yep.
Listen to those guys on kickers.
Yeah.
Well, Ryan.
Ryan, is Chris Olave listed as questionable? I missed that one.
He is.
It's
I'm
his
not
back.
concerned.
He's fine.
And I'm sure
he's been
there's
playing through
incentives.
this the entire time.
Yep.
PPR need to fill a wide receiver and flex between AJ Brown with weather concerns, Myers, Swift, and Woody. Also, tight end Loveland, Hill, now that Kamara is out.
All right, wide receiver. It's AJ Brown, and I'm going to go Myers over Swift for the flex. At tight end, it's not Taysom Hill. Go pick up Michael Mayer over Loveland.
Yes, that Michael Mayer thing keeps coming back. God, I really like Jacoby Myers. Shit. It's full PPR.
Yep.
I'll go Myers and Swift. I'll bench AJ Brown, I guess.
I was going to say, how have we gotten this far into a podcast with Ryan Weiss and not talked about Jacoby Myers?
Yeah, right.
In the elite matchup, I'm going AJ Brown and Jacoby Myers because I think, again, Monunga's at a full timeshare, or Swift's in a full timeshare.
Yeah, I'll pivot. Yeah, it's AJ Brown and Myers. The more I think,
and I'm certain, I'm fine with Loveland. I'm not starting Michael Mayer.
Never Taysom Hill.
Another super chat.
Bring it up. Last question, K9 or Abuka, and why Schultz over Hill?
We'll start with the final part of this question. Taysom Hill sucks. You do not get points for last week. Plain and simple. Dalton Schultz is a consistent option in this passing offense. There's at least a solid floor, whereas Taysom Hill's floor is quite literally 0 fantasy points.
And we saw that every week until last week. And what we have to understand about what happened with Taysom Hill last week. It was their last game in New Orleans for Cam Jordan and Taysom Hill. They were featured. I mean, Cam Jordan's always featured. There's no reason to continue featuring Taysom Hill. He's not going to be on this team next year. He's likely not going to be in the NFL next year. There's a chance Taysom Hill does not play much in this game. Now, they might still try to gadget their offense and keep him involved. This is a big Tyler Shuck week. Dalton Schultz is a legitimate part of his offense, at least on volume. You just need him to fall his ass in the end zone, and it's K9.
Yeah, I also would go Walker over Abuka.
Yep.
Agree, disagree, Joel?
Agree.
Well, I want to run over to this real quick before we get back. I want to finish up the chat here in just a minute, but I did throw this in there this week. Thank you to Joshua there for having me add this in. I've been freaking hotter than hot when it comes to Monday Night Football, so I decided to give everybody a belated Christmas present. We'll jump on one of these games today. We've got two of them. It's Texans at the Chargers, Ravens at the Packers. Run over to Underdog, sign up with the code WOFF, claim your free pick and first-time deposit match or deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus cash. Right now, Underdog has a 40% profit boost out there, along with a couple other boosts that they've thrown in. Again, like I said, 34-21 overall, 2-1 last week on Monday night. Dalton Schultz is the play for me today. And I'm going higher than 4.5 receptions. He's cleared this mark in 3 of the last 4 and 11 of 15 games this season. I will throw a full parlay together and put it into the Discord where you will be able to get over and see that as well after the show. Anybody got anything to say? Dalton Schultz.
Real quick, on the Underdog thing, if you're not a heavy Underdog player like I am, there is going to be some heavy overlay opportunity this week. I think this is probably the best week because there's 2 sets of games. I think the Sunday games are going very underdrafted because people are out of the holidays. People may be in non-Underdog states. There's going to be some big overlay opportunities in the draft games on Underdog. So if you're a first-time user, sign up, get some reps in. I think you're going to have a good chance of making some money this week.
Love that.
Yeah, there's a lot out there on Underdog. Like I said, sign up with the code WOFF, WOFF, if you haven't already. Any thoughts on the prop that I put out there today?
We've been talking about Dalton Schultz. Yep. I think he's a great volume play.
And I think that today we hit that and we move on forward. I just wanted to throw that up there real quick while we were asking the question again about Schultz. Let's get back over to the lightning round. Finish this thing out. We still got about 20 or so questions left in there. Burrow or Williams this week?
Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow. Charlene, that's my lineup for the Queen's Classic. Lost my team into injuries. That was to her response from earlier. Deciding between
that's rough.
She's got to decide between Cousins and Rivers at quarterback. Gibbs gave her a whole 6.4.
I'm fine with Cousins over Rivers.
I mean, both could be throwing a lot. Yeah, I'll go Cousins.
I would start if London doesn't play, they have nowhere to throw the ball
It's a
to.
great point.
I would go Rivers against a pass funnel Jacksonville defense.
Yeah. Kittle game time decision playing at 8:20 on Sunday. Do I go with Gesicki at the Cardinals or Taysom Hill or Likely?
I'm perfectly fine pivoting to Gesicki. I think he's got a good game today.
My only thing is if I'm only doing this if I can't get Tongas. Because these are all highly questionable tight ends, and Tongas is better than this group. If you have no option of getting Tongas or Loveland where you can pivot, then go with Gesicki.
I think Gesicki's fine, but he's clearly the option of those three.
Yeah.
Woody Marks, Manungai, Sampson, full PPR. Which one are you going with?
I don't hate Sampson. I just want clarification that he's going to play. Was he popped up on the questionable list, Ryan?
Yes,
he did? Okay. If Sampson plays, I'm fine going Sampson in that PPR role. Otherwise, it's Manungai.
That part.
Yep, 100%.
Watson, Manungai, Burden, or Sampson, new subscriber. Appreciate that, sir.
Yes, appreciate it. Kind of the same thing. I think Burden's probably got the safest floor there of everybody, but if it's PPR, I love Sampson. Otherwise, it's Burden and Manungai for me.
It's Luther Burden for me.
It's Christian Watson, the correct answer.
Christian Watson.
I just don't think they're going to let Willis rip it that much. I think it's going to be a very ground-heavy game. So I think that kind of limits Watson's ceiling.
That's possible, but don't worry about the questionable. Again, he's got the flu. He had the entire locker room. He had the flu. He had it early this week, so he's fine.
Half point PPR start 2. Gainwell, Moore, Pollard, or Jacoby Myers?
Definitely Gainwell. Jacoby Myers.
Okay, there's two definitelys in this question. It's Gainwell and Jacoby Myers. I want to get not Dallas up after Joel answers here.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I agree. Two definites in this instance. Gainwell.
This is just a follow up to their question. I don't know if Josh and Joel agree with me. I will do this. I want this San Francisco tight end, and that's what I'm playing in this.
I'm fine with that. Yeah.
I'm fine with Tongas even if Kittle plays because I think if he does play, he's a decoy.
Yeah.
Or run blocker. I don't think he's going to be in the passing game.
So, yes, make that drop.
Yep. Dallas comes right back and says CJ Stroud, Tyler Shook.
It's Shook.
It's Tyler Shook for me this week.
Easy shot.
Yep.
Interesting. Okay. All right. Flex 1, Waddle, Hall, or Dowdle?
It's Waddle.
I got a weird feeling about Jalen Waddle this week. I'm going Jalen Waddle.
He had 12 fantasy points last week
because Tampa can't cover anyone. So, yeah, it's Waddle.
Yeah, that helps.
It's not a fact that we can't cover. We don't know how to tackle. So they can just give the ball to him and he can run for 75 yards, a couple touchdowns. Who cares? Tampa has nothing to play for. Nothing at all. They could win the last 2 games and still be bounced in the first round of the playoffs. Full PPR projected to lose for now. Should I flex Corum or Ramondre? I'm also starting Henderson as my RB2.
Don't start Henderson.
Nope. Bench Henderson, start Corum and Ramondre.
Correct.
Yep.
You need points, Steven.
Yep. Oscar, a half point PPR 14-man. Hollis and Boutte are out.
Yep.
Kyle Williams should be an option.
Very much so.
Not over Burden, though.
Adonai Mitchell.
I would not go Williams over Burden.
Mondre. Also for the flex, Bucky Irvin or Corum, and at tight end, Waller or Taysom Hill.
Stop with these Taysom Hill questions.
Politely, we're never going to pick Taysom Hill. I don't know why in the world. I don't know what question we would need to answer to be asked to have Taysom Hill be the answer.
I don't know. The tight end 35 when Hill's 34.
Yeah.
Like that's.
Kyle Williams is not better than Luther Burden is the issue. He is an option, but Luther Burden is your better option. I think the big question here is Irving or Quorum, and that's a tough one for me.
And yeah,
I'm going to go Irving. I'm interested to hear everybody else.
I'm going to go Irving just because of volume. I mean,
That's not
they're
tough
still
for me.
giving him 80% of the touches in that back.
I think Irving's going to smash spot against Miami.
There you
That's
go.
a team that gave up 3 touchdowns to Chase Brown last week. So yeah, I
Great
think
point.
like Irving's in a great spot. And then you're not starting Taysom Hill.
Hold on one second, Jay. So my thought process here, and this is no insider information, is that the Patriots are an intelligent organization. You do not bring your franchise running back from a concussion against a team that you're going to destroy, and when you're truly not playing for much this week whatsoever. You're likely going to make the playoffs, and do you know where you need Travion Henderson? In the fucking playoffs. Do not play him this week when you can lean on Ramondre Stevenson. Just my thoughts.
Again, this is going to work itself out. We're going to know whether or
within
not
the next
Henderson
4
clears
hours, you
protocol,
should know whether
right?
you can play Travion Henderson.
That's really going to be the biggest thing. Like if they clear him,
I'm still going Corum and Mondre. Just throwing that out there.
yeah,
I agree.
I
If
just
he
I don't,
plays-
I don't need Henderson to win this game.
The Jets may not score. They may they may not need to Ramondre for
That's true too. This could be a Dearness Johnson game.
that one Kyle Williams touchdown could be all they need.
Yeah.
My concern with Bucky is for some ungodly reason they keep wanting to get Rashad White involved in,
And now Sean Tucker's the 5-yard line guy. So
which is fine.
Bucky
totally
can break
fine.
40 yards.
I would say, let's be clear. Sean Tucker should have always been the 5-yard line guy. It's just surprising to see them do it the right way. So
There is that. Well, it is Todd Bowles, whatever. Ready to repeat his championship. Our champion started Stafford, Kyron Williams, Chase Brown, flexing Michael Carter instead of Woody, starting Strange over Loveland, Saints over the Rams, started Pickens, Abuka, or start Pickens, Abuka, or Parker.
no, he started Pickens. They just need to know. The only question here is Abuka or
started
Carter.
okay.
It's Abuka.
It's Amika Abuka.
Which Parker?
Parker Washington.
Oh, Parker Washington. Okay.
What other Parker is there?
Tony Parker.
I was trying to
former
think
point
of.
guard for the
I was
San
going by
Antonio
last name. I'm like, what Parker is that?
Okay.
Eugene Parker? I'd start Parker Washington over Rebuka.
You would?
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yikes. No,
I love that matchup. I love that offense right now. Honestly.
I do love that offense. There's no lies detected there.
Joel is going right back to what he said at the beginning. Doesn't feel like this is going to be a huge passing game for the Bucks. So
Jay, hold on one second. I'm going to exit myself, guys. I got a big weekend. My wife's leaving town. I gave you guys an hour and a half. I got to bounce. These guys will take good care of you. I appreciate everybody who watched this show all season. Have a great weekend. Good luck in your championships. Peace.
Absolutely, Brian.
See you, man.
Yeah. So let's move over here. How confident are we feeling that Michael Carter's involvement with the Cards defense taking a hit? I have him in my flex and not sure if I should sub in Keenan Allen.
I think Carter's probably safer than Keenan Allen just with how little they've been throwing to Keenan Allen of late. I don't love Carter, to be honest, but you may not have any other options.
They were running that third string guy that I can't even remember his name last week. Michael Carter is in the Taysom Hill discussion for me. I'm not starting him over anyone who has a pulse.
Amari DiMercato?
No,
there was another guy they were starting. Like
Kiner.
Cardinals?
Kiner. That's it. Corey Kiner. They were giving Corey Kiner reps last week.
Seriously? Where did I miss that?
Yes. He got touches. Michael Carter is not a full-time back. He's not. So he's in the Taysom Hill discussion for me. Anyone but.
Flex 2, Godwin, Downs, or Woody Marks.
I had 6 carries to Carter's 11, but all right. What's the question? Sitting Marks.
Agreed.
Dalton Schultz, Hunter Henry, Tyler Warren, start Devontae Smith, London, and who is sketchy with Monday's game?
I love me some Hunter Henry this week. I think he's the highest ceiling guy of these 3 options, and it's Devonta Smith over Drake London pretty easily.
I agree with Josh. I think Tyler Warren is probably safer if that's what you're going because of all the targets. But I do like Henry with all the receivers being out. And yeah, I'm starting Devonta Smith over London with the questionable tag and being on Monday.
Yep.
Could Fairbairn have a monster kicker day today?
Yes, we've talked about that.
He can and does have a monster kicker day basically every day. Texans can't score in the red zone. That's the perfect recipe for a kicker.
Yep.
Flex Ted McMillan, Michael Carter.
It's Tedero McMillan.
Okay.
I don't care that it's against Seattle.
And I don't care that it's a 1 point per full PUR.
Seattle also gave up a monster game to Puka last week. Not that Ted is Puka, but they can be had.
Yeah.
Start the Saints D or Houston's D?
I like the Saints defense this week. I'm not sitting Houston.
Agreed.
We hit this one earlier.
Yeah.
We said Watson, I believe, on this one.
Joel said Watson.
I said Watson.
What did you say?
I said
Manungai? Oh, Burden. That's right. Okay. Hill, Warren, or Loveland, half-point PPR. Currently projected.
Not Hill.
It's not.
It's Tyler Warren.
McConkey or over Flowers, Brees, Mark, Spears, or Sampson?
McConkey over Flowers. If it's PPR, I do like Sampson this week. I just do not feel comfortable going with Brees Hall in any way, shape, or form.
I am not starting Dylan Sampson over McConkey. Yeah.
I'm not either.
Yeah, it's McConkey.
Yeah.
Over Brees, too?
Yep.
Sub gang 2, Flex 2. Juwan Jennings, Stevenson, BTJ, or K9?
Jennings and Stevenson.
Yeah, I like all these, but it would be Jennings and Stevenson for me.
All right, we're down to the last couple of them here. Drake London, a liability.
Yes, he's been a liability since he hurt his knee.
Yeah, he is for fantasy. Yeah, it's too questionable to be him being Monday night. It's scary.
Thinking Loveland over Warren. Thoughts on that? A half-point PPR. Currently projected 10 points more than his opponent.
Yeah, this is a continuation of the last one. We like Warren just for the safe floor, especially with a half PPR. I think he's probably more likely to score a touchdown. Because
if you miss it, he's gotten 18 touchdowns or 18 targets, excuse me, the 9 targets each the 2 weeks that Phillip Rivers has been in there. He's been terribly inefficient, but he's getting targets. So, yeah, love that. Love Warren this week.
Problem with Tungus is he plays at 7:20. Hopefully they announce before. Yeah, you'll have that in the next little bit, probably in the next couple hours. What are we going to game? What is going to be the game that you're going to watch this week for sure?
Eagles Bills.
No good games this week. Yeah. Other than that, there's no good games this week.
Yeah, there really aren't.
Both healthy.
I mean, the playoffs is basically locked up.
The killer
play for.
I mean, if both these guys are healthy, it's Kittle, but I'm going to bank on Pitts playing. I do think he plays. So
yeah, I don't think Kittle gets anything in offensive involvement.
Godwin or Burden?
Burden.
Godwin gets targets. I'll go Godwin.
And last but not least, thoughts on Corum Ceiling. He's my pivot off of London for some reason if he doesn't play.
I mean, London's probably not playing, so Corum's going to be fine. And quite honestly, even if London plays, I'd rather go Corum just for safety purposes.
Perfect.
Yeah, I think he's a fine pivot if you do for Monday night. It's absolutely fine. If you want to go London, I think it's a good matchup if he is healthy and good to go. But Corum's a fine pivot.
All right, last one. Is Kittle playing? We don't know yet.
Yeah, they're literally calling him a game time decision. So
game time decision
will literally be
we won't know until like 6:30 on Sunday night.
Would you go? And I would. Yes, we've already said we'd go get Tungus here. If you,
I like Juwan Johnson better than Tungus.
Okay,
I like Juwan Johnson better. I would pick up both just to block my opponent.
Yeah,
just to make sure he gets neither one of these guys. I mean, unless he's got McBride and there's no way he's starting a second tight end or something. But yeah, I would pick up both honestly.
Yep.
Perfect. Guys, that is it. Thanks for hanging out with us here on Start Sit Different Day. Next time you will see us will be Monday, where we get the little bitch session going. Love it. I cannot.
It'll be great.
What's that?
I said it's going to be great.
It's going to be great. It's going to be great.
Because all of us are winning championships this week.
Yes, it is time to set those lineups, collect those fantasy football titles. If you have more Start Sit questions, any questions on specific players, want other advice, jump into the Discord. It is absolutely free. We will be over there throughout the weekend and into the next week. Make sure you add us. We will absolutely be there to answer your questions. Like I said, next show for us is going to be Monday, where Ryan, Josh, and myself get together and recap and get to flaunt all the championships that we have won. Joel, appreciate you stepping in last week. Again, this week, absolutely wonderful. Josh, I cannot wait till Monday to start bitching and groaning and crying. All these belts that we have hanging up, and you can't see them all. You've got the rings. Ryan's got the belts, and I've got a flag that shows how many championships we have. That is it.
I know a team that's won 13 of them, but just saying.
Why did we invite him back again? Y'all have a great weekend. We will see y'all Monday.